This is a fun exercise that you can do, which is about drawing the spaces. Now, when I was 14, my mum went and got a sprig of the apple tree in our garden, and she put it on the desk, and she made me draw the gaps between the apple. So when you look at this pattern, which I then took and made a screen print out of and made this bedspread, when you look at the actual drawing I did, you don't necessarily look at it and immediately think, oh, it's a drawing of an apple and some leaves. But what I actually had to do was draw the gaps between the apple and the leaves. And from that, if you look carefully, you can see this is actually an apple. But I wasn't looking at the apple. I was looking at the space between the apple. And that's what this exercise is about next. For this exercise, you just need a paper and a pencil and any objects that you've got around the house that you can put into a pile. And I've just chosen some kitchen utensils here because everybody has them. When my mum did the thing for me, she took something out of the garden, which was an apple sprig. And if you've got anything like that, it's really lovely to draw. But obviously not everybody's got a garden, and not everybody's got a garden with a tree they can chop a bit off of. So just arrange any items, and what you're actually trying to do is arrange them so they've got spaces between them, because this exercise is about looking and drawing the spaces between the items rather than actually trying to draw the object. So we often look at objects and we think, oh, I know what a saucepan looks like, and we start to draw the saucepan. But actually we're kind of drawing our idea of a saucepan. And the whole point of this exercise is to draw the negative space between the items so that you're not thinking, I'm drawing what I know, you're actually really looking to see what is there. So for example, if I start by drawing the space around the saucepan along to the spatula and around past the ice cream scoop, what I'm actually doing is not looking at those items so much as looking at the white paper underneath them. And I am literally just going to draw as well as I can, which isn't easy because it's a very strange thing to do, but it's a really good exercise. The space, and now I'm coming along the spatula handle and I'm going up that little ridge, and rather than going all the way around and drawing the spatula bit there, I've hit the edge of the saucepan, and so I'm following that line as carefully as I can, trying to kind of look at the way it goes. It's almost like I'm flattening the space between the items to create this shape. And the thing about drawing is that people think that the closer to the items, closer to what they're drawing the thing looks, the more like a photograph it looks, the better the drawing is. But actually drawing isn't about trying to reproduce exactly what's in front of you. It's actually about looking and learning to look. And the more we learn to look, the better we get at looking, the better we become as artists or as people who can draw. So as you can see, it's quite a tricky thing to do, and it's not all accurate. But what it makes you do is really look at what you're drawing rather than at the paper. And it's not going to produce a beautiful piece of work. That's not the point. The point is to get you to look. But what you can do with it when it's finished, and I probably haven't done all the holes and everything yet, but you can always kind of make it into a pattern of some sort and just use some coloured pencils or some paint or something just to sort of fill in those negative spaces that you were drawing, just to give it a bit more colour, a bit more life, and just have a bit more fun with it. So it's really about playing with it, but it's a brilliant exercise for making you really look, and the point is learning to look, not what you end up with.
And it's filled with birds have swept themselves up into the air and danced like